If you were to Google what is the least popular region in Genshin Impact, the first region mentioned by Google AI, which has never been wrong about anything ever, is Inazuma. But is that really the case? Is Inazuma really that bad? To be honest, I don't know. I haven't even played it yet. I only semi-recently started playing this game and am very slowly but surely being Stockholm syndromed into enjoying it. The only things I know about Inazuma are that it was the extremely anticipated region back in the olden days of Genshin 2.0, and what my friends had to say about it in my last video.
Yeah, Andrew, don't go to Inazuma.
Yeah, don't do it. You don't want to talk to the evil dictator girl.
So join me on my journey as I find out. Is Inazuma really that bad? Or am I just being lied to, cause I got a few comments saying Inazuma would be peak. But before we can answer that question, we have to go back to Mondstadt, cause there's a strange character that we were told to look into. And this strange character is none other than Dainsleif, one of the coolest looking characters in this game so far. He's cool, mysterious, hunts down the abyss, and for some reason, isn't playable. And I know I'm not alone in being disappointed by that.
Dainsleif! Dainsleif! That's my guy.
He's cool.
He's still not playable.
Anyway, we go on a mission with him to hunt down an Abyss Herald, and eventually this trail leads me to get a vision of my sister. Also, Dainsleif mentions a few times that he used to have a traveling companion that was a girl and was very similar to us, so I wonder who that could be. Anyway, we find the Abyss Herald wreaking havoc on the big dog in Wolvendom, so it's time to throw hands. And now of course is a good time to show off that I had just pulled the funny bike lady. After we beat the Abyss Herald here, we chase after him only to find out that he's been working with our sister, who has become some sort of princess of the Abyss. And here we get some pretty big lore drops about her, Dainsleif, and this ancient kingdom called Khaenri'ah. So Khaenri'ah was an ancient civilization that fell around 500 years ago. They were a very unique civilization because they didn't rely on a god or an Archon, and eventually they were destroyed by the heavenly principles because of this. Our sister Lumine tells us that Dainsleif used to be a royal guard of Khaenri'ah and has been cursed with immortality for failing to defend it. We also learn that the monsters of the Abyss used to be the citizens of Khaenri'ah. This is genuinely the juiciest chunk of lore out of this game so far, but unfortunately everyone dips and leaves us with more questions than answers. 10 out of 10 quests though, very cool lore. But wait, wasn't this supposed to be an Inazuma video? Right, so we haven't gotten there yet, but we need to. Why do we need to go there? Because we're looking for the goddess of cubes. Why is it difficult to get there? Because the nation is run by a dictator Archon that closed down all the borders with a violent storm and hunts down anyone with a vision, which is the little doohickey from the gods that grants you elemental powers. So yeah, how are we getting to Inazuma? Pirates. All we have to do is win their little martial arts tournament and they'll give us a free ride. Also, the winner of this tournament gets a masterless vision that lost its glow, and this guy Kazuha wants to see if the winner of this tournament will be able to reignite it. Also, naturally, none of the other competitors stood a chance against us.
You? You're the hero they're talking about? How am I supposed to win now?
Come on, let's go sign up.
Let's go sign up? We're already fighting.
What a strange guy. Why was he so confident to begin with?
Yeah, so we destroy everyone in this tournament so bad that the last opponent stole the prize and tried to get away, but we didn't let that happen. So once we get our prize, we find out that we unfortunately are not able to reignite the vision, but Kazuha does tell us about its previous owner, who was actually one of his close friends. And the story he shares with us right here is part of the reason why this might be my favorite character in this whole game. Kazuha first tells us about a conversation he once had with his friend about a sword art possessed by the Raiden Shogun. Apparently, his friend expressed an interest in this sword art, saying there must be one who can withstand it. This one sentence was an unfortunate omen for what was to come. Once the Vision Hunt decree began, Kazuha's friend challenged his hunters to a duel. After hearing of this, Kazuha rushed to the palace to find that his friend had already fallen before the Raiden Shogun, and in an effort to keep the aspirations of his friend alive, he snatched up the dying vision of his friend and fled the scene. Unfortunately, that's all the Kazuha we get for now, but I promise you, at the end of this video, I have stuff to say about him. So finally, we get our ride to Inazuma, where we're introduced to Toma, who's gonna act as our main guide and contact here. But unfortunately, if we want to do anything, we need to get our papers in order. At first I thought this was just typical quest jargon that didn't hold any weight, so I did try to go off the rails and explore, but that didn't really go in my favor.
Stop right there, criminal scum!
Oh.
Nobody breaks the law on my watch!
Now that we know they mean business here, we gotta get through TSA and all that fun stuff. But really all this section is us not knowing what's going on and Toma cutting random deals with people.
Mr. Toma, it's you. By way of courtesy, allow me to reduce it to 400,000 mora total.
Thank you ever so much, Miss Eureka. But as this is just a processing fee, I think 600 mora should cover it if I'm paying on their behalf. I'll treat you to dinner too. How does that sound?
That's not how you haggle! By all means, bargain the price down, but...
Alright then, as you wish, Mr. Toma.
He really just said, if you let me pay you with 2 nickels and like a candy bar, I'll take you out on a date. And she was like, yippee!
So it turns out that life for immigrants in Inazuma is extremely difficult since the Raiden Shogun closed the nation, which is why we need a local like Toma to help us out. And while he gets some of his connections together to get us fully into the country, we get sent out to do a little quest where we help settle some corruption disputes between the immigrant merchants and a local government scalper. Anyway, once we helped solve that little corruption problem, we meet back up with Toma. And it turns out that he wanted to test us out to see if we could maybe help him overthrow their evil dictator. But we only came here to look at the evil dictator, so we pass on that offer. Also at this moment, I noticed one little model detail that kind of bothered me.
He had a vision on him.
Did he?
I
Nah.
mean...
But he works for the government. Maybe he's exempt, I don't know. We gotta call up someone who cares about the lore.
I don't know.
Comment below if you know why Toma has a vision.
I know they just didn't want to change the model probably, but it's a little weird that he's just walking around with a vision while people with visions are actively being hunted in this country. Anyway, Toma asking us to start a rebellion bothered us a little bit, so while he's busy doing random things, we go see if other government officials can help us get into the mainland. Luckily, the Kanjo Commissioner has heard of our heroic deeds, so maybe he can help us out, but that would be too lucky, cause it turns out he just wants to give us a million errands to run in order to keep us from ever fully entering the country. Luckily, this guy's daughter wants us to deliver a love letter to the same place we want to go, so we finally make it to the mainland. Now that we're finally here, we find out that Toma is a dog. Just kidding, but he is still trying to get us to join his rebellion, which we're still not down to do. But he tells us he wants to show us something. It turns out that the Raiden Shogun is building this huge statue, and on it, she's implanting the visions that are confiscated through the Vision Hunt Decree. Toma then explains how the Raiden Shogun's goal for Inazuma is eternity, which in layman's terms means she wants the nation to stay under her eternal rule for all eternity, where everything always just stays the same and there's no progress ever. Sounds like a great leader to me. We also learn here that a vision represents a person's ambition, which is important lore that will help us out later. Next, Toma introduces us to Kamisato Ayaka. She's a higher up in the Yashiro Commission, and she's Toma's boss. She's also meeting us from behind a curtain, and unfortunately, she did not get the memo about us not wanting to start a revolution.
Traveler, lend us your power, and we can...
We can what?
I don't know, I just think his face right now is really funny. He's just like, hold up.
Let me stop you right there.
See, milady, it's just like I said. This will take us nowhere.
I'm going to leave now.
No, please, wait. Please, don't go.
Now I have a smug look on my face. Like I was just messing with them the whole time.
I will introduce you to the Raiden Shogun on one condition. You must fulfill 3 small wishes on my behalf.
What am I, a genie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, she agrees to take us to meet the Raiden Shogun if we help her help out 3 victims of the Vision Hunt Decree. Or, as my friend Joe puts it,
She's gonna guilt trip us into starting a revolution for her. What an asshole.
Also, immediately after this scene, I ran around the curtain to see what she looked like, and she wasn't even there.
Where are you?
What?
She's gone. She's a ghost.
Yeah. She's fast. She ran out of there the moment you said anything.
Where'd she go?
You can steal her books while she's gone. Yeah.
There's no other door.
A trap door in the ground?
She's behind these screens.
Burn it down. The Archon of Natlan demands
I'm not starting your revolution. I'm starting my revolution.
Free. More like under new management.
Yeah.
Anyway, we go to help these 3 people out, and we learn some valuable stuff about them, the Vision Hunt Decree, and visions themselves. I mentioned before that visions have a strong connection to one's ambition, and these quests do a good job at showcasing how. All 3 of these people who had their visions stolen from them are currently suffering from some form of memory loss and a broken spirit. When they had their visions taken away, they also had their ambitions stripped from them. Now they are kind of just wandering souls, living life without a purpose, forgetting all about their ambitions and anything or anyone that had to do with them. They've forgotten all about the people they've loved, the things they've done in the past, and goals they've had for the future. Honestly, these mini missions do a really good job at shaping what's at stake with the Vision Hunt Decree. I just wish that the characters we interacted with weren't just copy and pasted NPC models. Ultimately, we're able to help all of them to a certain degree, but without their visions, they'll never truly be whole. We also meet this head shrine maiden named Yaimiko, who seems to be an important figure that's taken notice of us now. So now that we've fulfilled Ayaka's wishes, she considers us a friend and talks to us without the screen. She's also successfully guilt-tripped us into helping her in her little revolution by showing us the plight of her people. She explains that she's tried to get the Vision Hunt Decree overturned through legislation and stuff, but it hasn't worked out at all. She also goes into more detail about why the Vision Hunt Decree has gone on without much criticism.
For the vast majority of people, the Vision Hunt Decree is something that has no implications whatsoever. After all, it is but a tiny minority of people who receive visions. Moreover, it is not unknown for visions to spark jealousy in others. Because of this, the attitude of most people towards the Vision Hunt Decree is one of indifference.
When did Genshin get so political?
I hate politics in video games.
Lastly, she lets us know that there's this guy who creates false visions for vision bearers to act as decoys in case of confiscations. This guy was unfortunately imprisoned, and we're gonna have to break him out. In order to do this, we have to find this girl who runs a fireworks shop. We find her, and it turns out she's in the middle of helping another vision bearer escape from capture. She agrees to help us out, so we immediately head to the prison to enact our plan. And doing this prison break with my current team was very funny.
What if I just do this?
You just a murderer?
That's true.
Is that what you are? Don't murder
What
people
just-
if you don't have to.
What is hitting me?
The ceiling is falling. The ceiling is falling down.
Something tells me I was supposed to do this like before I was this high level.
No, something you should have done this before you gained the ability to fly.
That Magatama shape looks pretty similar to the grooves on the door over there.
Well, that was a really hard obstacle to avoid, you know?
Mm. Nope.
No?
How that works? No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Oh. What?
Well. How could this happen to me?
I'm in prison.
How do you get out now? Why did you put yourself in prison? Again?
I don't know.
Eventually we make it to the guy we need to break out, but he's in the middle of being tortured. And shortly after we discover this, a high-ranking member of the Tenryou Commission named Kujo Sara shows up, and she yells at the guards for torturing him. So at least there's some humanity within their leadership. Yoimiya then uses her fireworks in order to draw the guards away, and we get this great voice acting moment. So we use this distraction to get our guy, but Kujo Sara discovers us. Surprisingly though, she recognizes that he needs help and lets us escape. We report back to Ayaka and Toma, and then we just eat hot pot and chill with them. Now before I could continue with the main Archon quest, a couple of character quests needed to be done first, and the first one of these was Ayaka's. This quest mainly involved us helping her prepare for a festival, as well as helping her find out information about her mother. It explored Ayaka finding out about how her mother struggled with finding a balance between her duties and her personal goals in life, which is something Ayaka finds comfort in learning, as she also struggles with the same thing. Now that all sounds nice, but the part of this quest that stood out the most to me, more than it probably should have, involved making a pizza.
Is the pizza ready?
I have to make pizza in a bowl of boiling water.
Yeah, cook the pizza.
I'm boiling pizza.
Mushroom pizza.
Okay. This did not look like a pizza. They don't know what pizza is.
No, that's why you're boiling it.
Okay, I need cheese.
You have to process milk to get cheese.
I have to sit here for 10 minutes. Oh my god.
Maybe check one of the shops. Maybe one of the shops has cheese you can buy. Go to a different cooking shop. Go to the one in Mondstadt. You know what? Let's just do the Nordcry story. Fuck it.
No, we're buying not cry and cheese. You cheese. No.
No, but they have milk. Buy milk so you can process it.
I know. Cheese.
Hey, there's cheese.
Oh, hot dog.
You could just buy the hot dog. You know that, right? You don't have to buy the recipe.
No, I gotta buy the recipe. I'll make it. Listen, if you give a man a not crying hot dog, he will have one not crying hot dog. But if you teach a man to make a hot dog, I'm not gonna make the hot dog. I don't care. Okay, time to boil pizza.
Hell yeah, buddy. Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, so it's time to boil mushrooms, flour, cabbage, and cheese.
You dump it into a pot of hot water.
Okay. Then they stew together for a bit. Then mushroom pizza comes out.
And this questline ends with what should have been a really wholesome moment where Ayaka shows off some of her dancing skills, but there's one small detail that was just kind of odd.
Traveler, there's something that I'd like to do. If you could spare me yet another moment.
Why would she do that? Why are we zooming in on them?
Why? Why not?
Keep your eyes on me.
Did she just encase her feet in frozen socks?
Yeah. You think her socks are still wet?
Yeah.
So you hate wet socks, right?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of them.
So you hate Ayaka now?
No.
She is now wet socks girl.
She's a bit odd. This whole quest started out with her being like, yeah, I don't have friends. It makes sense why. But, you know, she's still chill. It was fun other than that. But, like, you know, we got some understanding out of this, you know?
Okay, jokes aside, this quest was pretty wholesome, and I actually did enjoy it. These character quests do a good job at just giving more context to certain characters, as well as building up their friendship with the main character. So the next character quest we had to do was Yoimiya's. Here we help Yoimiya out with some humanitarian stuff. Currently, she's helping someone escape the country. The guy we're helping out had illegally left the country and recently came back. But quickly upon coming back, he realized the state the country was still in and that he was now a wanted man, and because of this, he has to flee again. Also, it turns out that the main cop pursuing him used to be his best friend, and now harbors a grudge against him for leaving. Luckily, Yoimiya is really good at playing therapist and helps them talk out their differences. Once again, this quest feels really wholesome, but it also explores the more complex issues of a Tenryou Commission officer pondering the ethics of the orders he's given. And now we can finally get back to the Archon quest. But first,
fucking piece of shit.
So the Archon quest picks back up with us finding out that Toma has been captured, and unfortunately, he's the unlucky 100th vision bearer to be caught. So the Raiden Shogun is making a whole ceremony out of it, but we're not gonna let that happen, so we go to rescue him. It doesn't really go that smoothly though.
Oh my god, it's her. It's evil dictator lady.
We're gonna kill Tomo!
Capable of using elemental energy without a vision. You are an exception, it appears. Exceptions. The enemy of eternity.
Oh snap.
You will be inlaid upon this statue.
Do we just get domain expansion?
Yep.
What is happening? We really just challenged God to a 1v1. She locks your abilities?
Unless you're Electro Traveler. Because Electro Traveler doesn't have a vision.
Oh, that's actually really interesting. Too bad I yeah, don't. Does this go away?
No.
Oh, divine punishment time. That's fun.
So we got our butt kicked and barely make it out of here alive. And to add icing on the cake, we are now Inazuma's most wanted. So here Toma tells us about this whole resistance army that's fighting the Shogun's army all the way on another island halfway across the country. So naturally, we pull up and join this army, and it doesn't really take that long for us to get involved in an all-out war. Luckily, we do win this battle after the leader of the resistance pulls up, but really, it's because my goat Kazuha pulled up as well.
On the way here, I happened to learn of the bounty on your head. As expected, you seem to have given them quite the challenge in that regard. I hear also that you witnessed the Raiden Shogun? I trust she's as oppressive as ever. The Musono Hitotachi. Are there truly those who can withstand it? Perhaps one day we will be able to face her oppression head-on. This is the reason I returned to Inazuma.
Anyway, back at the Resistance base, we instantly get promoted to lead one of their elite squads and quickly execute a successful mission. And after doing some more missions, we find out that some members of the Resistance have been using secret weapons called Delusions. These are powerful weapons like visions, but they drain the life force of the user. We unfortunately get to witness these effects as they cause one of the soldiers we became friends with named Tepe to become an old man and then pass away. And of course, these delusions came from none other than the Fatui, so it's time to raid their factory.
What have I missed since I got up and walked away? What happened?
We're clocking in for a day job at the Delusion Factory.
Yeah, we're Capitano mains.
That's funny. That's funny. You're gonna main a character that isn't real? How'd you do that?
Exactly.
The character is never releasing. And yes, that is me insulting you, Capitano, man. You suck.
Now after taking out some of the Fatui small fry in here, we actually get introduced to another Fatui Harbinger.
I'm the Balladeer. Number 6 of the Fatui Harbingers.
I thought that this is like Wanderer or something.
No, it's not. That's
you don't know anything about that.
No, that's like Wanderer. That's like.
No, that's the Balladeer. What are you talking about?
No, this is like Wanderer. Like I've seen him. I've seen him.
Wondering when you're gonna suck on these nuts.
That's it. Just like that. Embrace the anger. Embrace it!
What is this, Star Wars?
Yes.
So long story short, we get kinda messed up by this guy, but somehow that shrine maiden Yai Miko pulls up and gets us out to safety. She tells us the resistance army came in shortly after us and cleared out the factory, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. But now she wants us to take care of something for her. She also dropped some big lore bombs on us about the Raiden Shogun. You see, it turns out that the Raiden Shogun currently running Inazuma is just a puppet, and that little domain expansion that we got pulled into earlier was a little pocket dimension that the real Raiden Shogun made for herself inside her sword. She essentially cast aside her physical body and encased her consciousness within this pocket dimension to prevent herself from aging in her pursuit for eternity. Or, as Yaimiko likes to put it,
or you could take the view that she's acting like a little child, throwing a temper tantrum and locking herself in her room, don't you think? And ultimately, her eternity is defined by fear. The fear of loss.
So to me, this was setting up an interesting motive for why the Shogun rules the way she does. We also learn that the Shogun's real name is A, and Yaimiko wants us to go back into the pocket dimension and fight her. So she's developed a training program for us to take part in. But before we do that, I need to bring up this brutal fake out that I was subjected to here, cause I really thought I was getting a free character.
What is this?
Yep.
What is this?
Pick someone. Pick
What do you mean
someone.
pick someone? What if I click on this guy?
I mean, if you wanna.
Am I getting this character?
I don't know. I assume so. Yeah.
You do not.
I don't? What?
I'm straight up being told that you don't get the character, but it says make a wish about a character, and wishes are what the pulling system in this game is called. So I really thought I was getting this character.
You're not getting the character, so it doesn't matter.
I think I am.
You're
Good. I wish for... I don't know how to spell their names and I'm not clicking out. Nivu, or Kazuya, oh my god, or Kazuya in Genshin in... Could I get Kazuha, so me Kazuya. No, he uses the devil G. Kazu Hamishi. Okay, there's my answer. Okay. Soon. What do you mean soon? What do you mean soon?
So you could talk to the character. You don't want to talk to Kazuma?
Is this literally just like changing who pops up in the anecdote things?
Probably, yeah.
What the hell?
Now that we got that disappointment out of the way, it's time to start my training. So this training is specifically designed to help us dodge A's attacks, and at first I thought I would be able to do the hard mode no problem.
This is pretty chill. No.
Oh! There's one.
No.
Oh, oh. One more time. Come on. Come on, one more time, come on. No. Get off that bike, you coward. You coward.
No! It clipped my leg.
Eventually I gave up on hard mode and just did it on easy mode. Anyway, after that, Yaimiko tells us that she's the familiar of the Electro Archon, and that she's actually a fox kitsune. So basically, they were pretty close friends, but they've had a falling out, because even though Yai wants Inazuma to last for all eternity, just like the Shogun, she doesn't want it to exist in a state of stasis. We also found out that A is kind of a toxic friend, and Yai is trying to hold her accountable for this.
You know, A never said goodbye to me before she stepped into the plane of euthymia. Perhaps it's just my wishful thinking, but I think she did this deliberately, as her way of keeping our friendship eternal. By neither saying goodbye nor seeing me again, our relationship will remain forever how it was. In her mind, at least.
Is that how relationships work? You just ghost them and it stays the same?
Yes.
Forever?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
After we finish up our training, we head back to the shrine where we discuss the plan. Yai explains that the Fatui have been manipulating A's puppet to enact the Vision Hunt decree. The Fatui have also been plotting with both the Tenryo and Kanju commissions, and because of this, our plan is to convince Kujo Sara to rebel against the Tenryo commission by showing her that she is working for a corrupt organization. During this, Kujo Sara actually shows up, and Yai explains all of this to her. Of course, she doesn't believe it all, but she gives us time to gather some evidence. So now we need to find this ninja girl to help us out, and we also stop back with Ayaka and Toma to let them know what's going on. But here's where I realize that I may have screwed up. You see, remember how earlier the whole reason I was able to get into this country was because I was supposed to deliver this letter to someone? Well, I was supposed to do that before I became Inazuma's most wanted criminal. And now I can't progress the main quest until I deliver this letter. But whenever I go to deliver the letter, this happens.
Stop! I have.
Chat, people that have played Genshin before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime I go in the quest area, they're like, I have a warrant for your arrest, and then they kick me out.
Have you soft-locked yourself? No.
No, okay, I got there. Wait, what? No, I didn't get through.
I love Genshin Impact.
I actually soft-locked myself this time.
Yeah,
I actually soft-locked myself this time.
I love Genshin. Yes. Oyoverse. Yes.
Because delivering the letter is probably something the game wanted me to do before
a while ago.
I got to the point where I was a wanted criminal. Like, this quest is like the first quest that's available, and I just didn't finish it because I forgot.
It's one of the first things you're supposed to do.
Like, it wants me to go to this guy, I think. Is it that guy?
Can you try just dropping down on him from above? Hey, talk to him. There you go.
Nice, good job.
Once I finally was able to finish that quest, I was back on track with the actual mission at hand. So we sent our ninja kid in there to get that evidence, and then we made our escape. Now that we have the proof, we show it to Yai, who shows it to Sara, and now that she knows everything she's been working for is just a Fatui lie, she's pissed.
So everything I've ever held on to, it's all... How could they? This betrayal is unforgivable! Takayuki, you've got some explaining to do!
So now we follow her back to her clan, and we both start throwing hands with them. Eventually, the head of her clan admits to working with the Fatui in exchange for money and power. Kujosara asks why he would betray the Shogun, but he claims he was just using the Fatui. He said that even if they tried to overthrow the Shogun,
none can contend with the supreme power of the almighty Raiden Shogun and the Muso no Hitotachi.
now that we have Kujosara on our side, it's time to confront the Shogun, and the ominous trail of bodies leading to her castle.
Why are these guys sleeping?
They were... I don't know if they're sleeping. I think they might be dead.
They're sleeping.
We're not sleeping.
Mm-hmm. True, because no one ever dies in Genshin.
Very true, very true.
Once inside the castle, we find that Signora is there, and she just starts pissing us off, so we challenge her to trial by combat. And it turns out the Shogun approves of it. Now I feel like this fight took forever because I wasn't really caring about boss mechanics and I was just attacking her over and over again, but I'd still say it was pretty easy.
Time to say hello. Light it up.
Go gadget nuclear bomb. Why did she Mai from Overwatch?
If you catch the butterflies that are flying around and smack her, it do big damage to the shield.
I don't need to actually follow the mechanics of the boss. I'm just gonna mash my head against the brick wall until it breaks.
Oh, hey look, we broke.
Dance, my pretties.
My pretty, the Wicked Witch of the West? Okay, should I like follow the mechanics? What does this do?
Yeah, you're gonna take dot damage. Break those, because clear up your
Don't
dot.
tell me. I have a brain. I'll figure it out. I feel like she was doing a whole lot of stuff to do nothing there.
Yeah.
Once we finish the fight, the Shogun steps in, and to be honest, I thought I saw something weird for a second.
What symbol was on the back of her shoe? What was that?
What?
I am a Snezhnayan diplomat. You know what happens if you lay a finger on me. I swear. If you
Okay, it's just the Electro symbol. I thought it was something else.
Filthy rats! All of you!
No one dies in Genshin, ever.
And now we're left with the crushing reality that Signora, the character we were led to believe was a big bad guy of this game up till this point, was just utterly demolished by the Shogun. The very same Shogun that we're supposed to defeat right now.
There will always be those who dare to brave the lightning's glow.
Oh.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
And right here is why Kazuha is my GOAT. He not only blocks, but pushes back the Muso no Hirotachi, which is the same sword technique that killed his friend who wondered if beating it was even possible. And he did this by reigniting the vision of his dead friend, carrying on his legacy and using his power and his ambitions combined with his own to do shit that's never been seen before in the history of Teyvat, ever. At this point, Traveler isn't the main character anymore. Give me a Kazuha game right now. Anyway, we finally enact our plan of breaking back into the pocket dimension to face A again. We try to tell her about how the Fatui are meddling in Inazuma affairs with the Vision Hunt decree, but she doesn't really care. She doesn't really see them as a threat. But what she does see as a threat is, funnily enough, the ambitions of her own people. She defends this by saying that people who chase their dreams risk their own lives in the process. So by taking their ambitions away, she thinks she's protecting them. So we have to throw hands with her again, but eventually Yae Miko shows up to help, and she reminds us that
My friends are my power, and I'm theirs.
And now, with the power of friendship and the help of everyone's ambitions and visions, we're finally able to take her on. After we finally beat her, she explains that she used to pursue progress until she lost someone close to her. And now, out of fear of losing more, she wants to remain in a state of stasis and bring progress to a halt. Yae Miko gives her a good talking to though, and then they make up. And just like that, the Vision Hunt decree is no more. Honestly, the end of Inazuma is really jarring, because we basically just faced down a massive dictator with a huge build-up for an all-out war, and then all it took to win her over was just a good talking to from her childhood friend. And now that all of this is over, Yae Miko gives us some retrospective lore. First of all, in order to get us back from the Balladeer, she tells us she handed over A's Gnosis because A didn't really need it anymore. Second, she tells us that the Balladeer was actually a prototype puppet created by A, but he's now controlled by the Fatui. Third, she tells us that A used to have a secret twin sister Archon that she ruled Inazuma with. Unfortunately, that twin died, which is why A was so scared of loss in the first place. And lastly, she tells me not to take this long to make the Sumeru video. So now to wrap this up by answering the main question of this video. Is Inazuma good? Well, I certainly enjoyed most of it. I feel like the build-up and world building of this entire region felt really cool. Tales of Rebellion make for some pretty good stories, so having the Archon be the antagonist was a really interesting twist. But as I mentioned before, I kind of hate the ending. I was really looking forward to finding out A's motivation for the Vision Hunt decree, and while the loss of her sister feels like it should be a good motivation, it's kind of just glossed over when they talk about it. It kind of feels like they just threw it in as an, oh yeah, by the way. It all just happened so fast that I had no time to really connect with the character at all, so I'm just left thinking that she's kind of stupid, because her plan also makes no sense. She wants to halt all progress in order to protect her nation, but wouldn't putting your country in a stasis make it more susceptible to invaders? Like, all these other countries are out here getting stronger, but you're just so confident in your own strength as a ruler that you feel like it's not worth it to try and get stronger as a country? My dog also hates her plan. I guess the point they were trying to make is that she's so scared of loss that she doesn't know how to move forward, so she just doesn't. But like, they don't give you any time to sit with that information. From my perspective, Yai just gives her a slap on the wrist, and then she's like, "You're right, my bad," and then it's just over. Her redemption is so rushed, and even though it's like my only issue with the story, it's a pretty big issue. Now, I'm not here just to hate. I'm kind of invested in this game now, and I am having fun with it, so there are parts here that I really liked. All of the lore that they added around visions is actually so cool. The fact that they're a manifestation of someone's ambition and that there are real consequences for having that ambition taken away is pretty cool. And of course, using my goat Kazuha to show just how strong someone's ambition can be and how you can take on the ambitions of others to help you fight for your cause is absolute cinema. Honestly, my biggest critique of Inazuma has nothing to do with the Shogun. The biggest fumble they made was that this guy has 2 seconds of screen time. And now, I'll end this video off with the wise words of one of my friends.
You know what my issue with Inazuma is?
Raiden Shogun.
What?
Yeah, that's it. I was literally just gonna say Raiden Shogun. I hate it.
Marcel, you just hate dictators.
That's not a bad thing. You know? It's not a bad
My bad, Joe.